right. I am testing this out to see if it's actually working. This is my first time using StreamYard. So hopefully it's actually working great. And pardon my errors. So you are joining me and it's actually working. I'm on my page. Perfect. So you're joining me um, as my first time on StreamYard, or on my own StreamYard because I want to see if this wanted to work. And today we're going to talk about rent versus versus purchasing. Why you should rent and versus why you should buy. I absolutely think um, you should skip you should skip renting totally, especially with how high rental rates are. Renting should be the absolute last option on your list. Rental rates have gone up, if you know, since from 2019 to now. It's gone up almost 20%. I mean, where I came out of, paying about like 900 bucks a month, that same apartment complex, that one specifically, is now at like $1,700 a month for a one bedroom. So many renters out there, many places has gone up way more than that. I live in Lake Wells now, and there's a three-bedroom apartment that they're going for $2,800 a month for a rental. And uh, if you're looking at those prices, if you're able to pay those prices, you are able to purchase a house. So I highly recommend, by all means, skip the rental property. And what I mean by skipping that is, if you could stay with family, if you're not married, you don't have kids, or if you could stay home and save money, do it. Work it out with family members, but the rental rate is insane. Work on your credit. Definitely work on your credit and work on saving money. But if you're paying these prices, definitely I highly recommend speak with a realtor like myself, and let's get you to the right lender, and let's get you qualified, because you're throwing away. And let's put it as $1,000, and it's really hard. I mean, it's almost impossible to find $1,000 rental, property out there. But if that's $12,000 you're throwing away. Now let's be honest, it's you almost can't find that, especially if you have a family. You're looking at now two or three bedrooms. So now we're at the $2,000 a month. So if you have $2,000 a month, you're paying for that. You're literally throwing away $24,000 a year, and that's insane. Where if you purchase a home, I know everyone's like, "Oh, I hope the market crashes so I could purchase." Stop thinking that way, because it's not going to. At least, we don't know what the future holds. And if you could purchase a home now, get a home now. That's what's more important, because everyone in 2019 who wanted to buy a home was saying, "I'm just going to wait till it crash." 2020 came, and you're like, "Oh, I think it's going to crash." And then prices just kept going up. I bought my house for $75,000 in 2019. Today, it's worth over $125,000. It's a huge increase, which is pretty awesome. 2.5 years later, my house is worth, you know, you know, short, almost double. It's really close to it. So it's pretty awesome to do that. So I highly recommend, if you had to choose, you know, stay with family or stay somewhere where rent is super cheap. But once your rent starts going above, $1,200 or over $1,000, then you should really consider purchasing a home. I mean, there are some places where the landlord. I found someone that the landlord is a three-bedroom house and they're charging them only 800 bucks a month. Man, that's a grab. That's a perfect way for you to save money, because that's awesome. But you're not going to find that anywhere else. Especially if you're wanting to rent a house, you're looking at 2,200 bucks and up, and that's about a $300,000 house, literally. And if you're worried about it's hard to purchase new homes, well then look at places that are definitely going to be new home construction, or going to be out in the country. I had a buyer who were FHA, and if you're an FHA buyer out there, it's kind of hard because a lot of people are pushing that back because it's about 45-day close. Some lenders can do it earlier, but sometimes, most are not going to go with that because the appraisal, the price of the house are going up so high where it's most likely not going to appraise. So a lot of FHA or VA have been missing out on homes. But if you go with a new home construction, you could definitely benefit for that because a lot of them will pay for your closing costs, which, a closing cost could be about 5% or more, depending on the loan processor and everything. But that's a lot of money extra on your pocket. But you could completely skip on the bidding wars. You just go to new home construction. I know there's some where I'm at here in Polk County and some in Highland County where you could literally move into a house for $500. Using the lender, their company, it's going to be, reason why it's $500, they do USDA, it's going to be a USDA loan, so it's zero money down, and then they pay for your closing costs, and so you have to pay $500 is pretty much for the insurance, taxes and insurance on that. So it's pretty awesome. So if you can, go through the route of purchasing a home. And if not, speak with the lender so you can know. And then, every year, just imagine instead of throwing away $24,000 a year, imagine you're just investing that. You're putting that. You're building equity. They say the average of people stay in homes, it's about 7 years. So if you're going to be in your home for 7 years, hey, you just build money on it. Instead of, if you want to, a lot of people want to become investors. You'll see some stuff like, invest in Bitcoin or invest in some NFTs or invest in all this other stuff. Why don't you invest in yourself, buy a home, and you could have equity later, literally in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks or in 2 years, sorry, you could have thousands of dollars in equity, and you could use that money to, what some people do, pull out the money, and that would be a totally different video. Pull out money and invest in another home. You could definitely do that. So when it comes to buying and renting is the absolute last place to do. It's definitely not, renting is not going to build wealth. It's going to keep you in the loop, and it's going to make it harder. And then what's going to happen, which is happening to a lot of people now, is they're stuck because their landlords are telling them, hey, rent's going to go up $400, or rent's going to go up. I have somebody who messaged me and says, my rent's going to go up $700. I have a family. I'm renting a 3-bedroom apartment. Where am I going to go? And, it's so hard because, now they have to travel a lot further because everyone's trying to find a cheaper place to rent, and it's just going up, 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 up. And, it's really sad. It's a really sad game. But if you purchase a home, that's yours, and you're stuck at that rate, and, you don't have to worry about it. I'm stuck at a $500 mortgage, and that's a pretty awesome thing. So, thank you for watching my very first StreamYard video. Hopefully I can have many more of these, and comment below what you think. Thank you.